Hello, welcome back to the Mr. Arsenal podcast for another match day watch-along. And today, or tonight, wherever you are in the world, it's a neutral one, a non-Arsenal one in any capacity from the men and women's side. It's the Europa League Conference, Europa Conference League final. Sorry, the third-rated competition, but it's second in the schedule every year since they've introduced it. Make sense, UEFA. And it's Rayo Vallecano versus Crystal Palace. Again, this time last year, me and Liam did the FA Cup final, which then was the biggest game and biggest day of Crystal Palace's existence, and that's because they won it. That's the reason why I'm saying it. And tonight is now the biggest game of the club's history, and potentially could be the greatest moment in the club's history. And what is going to be Oliver Glaston's last ever game as a Crystal Palace manager before he moves on, basically. And we find out in the next few weeks when Yahuzoi replaces him, basically. Will they be able to live up to the standard of what he set in the last 18 months? So we've just got the teams are out on my screen, by the way. Henderson is captain tonight as well. The buzzing, by the way, with me watch. He's pinging every 5 seconds. Everyone wants to talk. Yeah. Obviously, Catherine's in the chat as well. Liam, again, talk about Liam. Liam will be joining us soon. I sent him a link and all that, but yeah, he will join us very, very soon. Anyone else wants to pop on as well, let us know, and we'll get you a link ASAP, basically. But I've got to quickly get this in. Also, really blowing it. I've got aircon on as well, because yeah, here in the UK, it's been absolutely horrendous. That's not what I want. Who's the actual? I don't care. I don't care. It's a neutral ground, technically. Will you lay down for 5 minutes? They're like paying a bum. Team photos are being taken. Whilst I run around doing like headless chicken. Link. Just going to do people's heads in, I don't care. But I've got to suffer, so should you. Yeah, and nothing running on that side of things. Well, hey, just in the nick of time. There we go. We've got. They don't tell us. They usually tell us where the referees are from, but that's concerning. Basically, and also, if Palace was to win tonight and create history and continue the sort of English dominance of this competition since it's been made, effectively, they will finally next season be in the competition they should have been in this season. If it wasn't for part of the ownership screwing them over, they're not doing the paperwork, not believing in the FA Cup run, and a said other owner of another club in the Premier League jumping on it like a dog in heat, so we say, to benefit his own club. Go, let's make them the same size, let's switch around. There we go. Never would have thought seeing Palace in the European Cup final of any sort, but here we are. Obviously, the final is playing in Germany as well in Leipzig, Red Bull Arena. Give me score predictions in the chat as well. And also, how you feeling ahead from an Arsenal point of view? How you feeling ahead of Saturday? Are you not thinking about that yet? We can also talk about the parade situation. That's most in the last 24 hours been confirmed by the club today. Let's get over to there. We've got Crystal Palace are going to kick off. Yet again, in these stadiums, executive seats are basically empty, and we're off. Empty at kickoff, that's a joke, by the way. But yet fans get screwed over. Massive stadiums and all that, all these big, massive capacity stadiums. And yet, um, majority of the tickets go to go towards sponsorships and buddies and all that malarkey. It's a joke. It's football's full of fans, but when it gets to these European finals, massive stadiums, but not really give you the tickets at the fair allocation in terms of 50-50. We'll keep a few thousand back for ourselves, so to speak. No. You'll get X amount, very low amount of the capacity between years, but the bulk of it is going to go to our YouTube fans like Fogtons and who's a Bolton fan, has no interest or vague connection to European football, and vloggers and things that they can vlog and this, that, and the other. We won't go to Crystal Palace fans or in this case, Rayo Vallecano fans to as YouTubers to vlog or do stuff for us. No. We get complete neutrals. And then get me started on the sponsorships. Jeez. Yeah, both teams wearing their home kit. It's going to do my head in a knot, I think. I need to figure out how to. I only just got this for my birthday, by the way, this watch, and it's a lot of figuring out, basically. The hi, Catherine, again. Did say hello before, but obviously must have popped out and then popped back in. Right, settings. Let's have a look. Goal kick. Sound. Basically, silent mode, yes. That's the one I wanted. So we might have that every 5 minutes. Going beep, beep, beep. I've had watches on and off. I've got watches. And every now and then I'll put one on. I've got an Arsenal Champions League watch. From the club. Got more smart casual watches, so we say, for the smart nights out, so we say. And then got this, as I say, got this last week for my birthday with Mum, Apple Watch. And it's literally just adjusting to it in terms of how it works, all the bits and pieces, and obviously, as I say, the alertness of it. Not, not complaining. It's just when people are bored and that, because they're on my phone, we had like WhatsApp and all that set up, I get notified. It goes on, no matter what, if I've opened it, it's like, I've already opened it, didn't even know. But now I'll put it on, I'll just get probably a vibration now, which I can deal with. At least I can check the steps as well with this. How many calories I burn a day and all that malarkey. And my sleeping pattern, apparently. But it isn't holding like it used to. Yeah, because I can drop you a link as well. I did say, I don't know if you obviously weren't here, but I did say Liam's got a link, so he'll be joining us soon. Bear with me, send it to your WhatsApp one sec. He's just such a fucking lame once. Because so many fucking people are buzzing me all of a sudden. Oh, you're back, are you? At least we know you came to our channel. It's either my channel or what's the Dan's channel the other night. You was popping into. Now we know it's my channel. Hi. Uh, let's see if you can do a better job today. What you after your boasting of your craft. I think Graham Pot, in terms of your comment, I think Graham Potter's time, his chance, sorry, to manage a club like Palace is gone. He risked it with West Ham. He took the risk with West Ham, and it backfired because the ownership, as we're finding out since Moyes is gone, the ownership of that club is a complete and utter mess, basically. To put it politely. Why don't you post fan reactions anymore? I'm not Gav. As Bunt, I'm not Gav. I'm a friend of Gav's. How many times Gav this season, because of how much work he did last season, a bit of burnout basically at the start. He started off doing it at the start of the season, had a bit of a burnout, and just never had the time to get back into it. He did drop the other day actually on what did he do? Monday, back on Monday in the UK. He did drop. I'll get back to you soon, Rosie. Don't worry. Thank you. I'll get back to you. I've just been busy. So yeah, he did. Gav did drop a 25-26 seasons best of the Flying Pig. The United fan. No, I don't know what that is, but yeah. And it's like he's got to start getting back into getting that content back out there. But I'm just here as I'm a friend of Gav's. He's a Chelsea fan, for crying out loud. Look what I'm wearing. Look around me. But yeah, I'm just obviously because I do new songs on my channel, Mr. Arsenal podcast. Before I bring Catherine in, I used to do them on my channel. Well, I still don't. Obviously, doing this one on my channel tonight. Gav's idea about halfway through the season was, why don't you do them on each channel as well? Yeah, makes sense. And we're going with that. And obviously, World Cup wise, all the World Cup watch-alongs will be on my channel and Gav's channel as well. And that's every game. That's going to be fun. But yeah. I think after getting a taste of Marseille after Brighton, I think I know Tottenham's a downgrade, but money talks. Players wouldn't pay the money. Tottenham would, and they're desperate as well. Bucket hat's back. Yay. And with frozen lolly. Well, I say frozen, it's defrosted now, so liquid in the last 5 minutes. So on sec.
Perks of bucket hats. They can sometimes, most likely, usually are reversible. Black hat. There's the cherry.
Still in party mode then.
There we go. Sailor's hat. There you go. There we go. Going through the chat. There we go.
Gav will be with I saw your single comment. Female Gav will be with soon. Yeah, we ain't Gav. We are not Gav. Period.
My name is Catherine Champions. For these champions, I will also just take an England champion today.
Yeah. Oh, so go on.
Oh, I'm ahead of you.
9 minutes and 9 seconds. Yeah, literally, I've been syncing my clock.
I'm at 29:28. So
basically, this is going to be the same thing on Saturday. By the way, you could be ahead of me on Saturday.
No, I think you'll end up being ahead of me. It's weird how it works sometimes. I'll probably even just be checking it on like three different manners. So it'll be on multiple streaming platforms.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Whilst we're waiting for something to happen, guys, give us your thoughts on the big breaking news tonight coming out from Newcastle to Barcelona. Anthony Gordon for was it 70 mil plus add-ons. Everything he is flying to Barcelona as we speak to sign the son do the paperwork as of tomorrow.
I think Newcastle need the money.
Good place.
I think Gordon wants to be continuing to play top tier football, which by top tier I mean playing in the Champions League or even Europa
Yeah.
League. Um, I don't know where Barcelona are getting their money from. I know that last year slash the 25-26 summer transfer window, um, it was very heavily rumored that Barcelona men, who I believe also own the women's team, um,
Mm.
were close to being in breach of breaking their financial rules, and their remedy to that was to get rid of some of the Barcelona women players. Um,
As we're finding out.
and they are very much doing that again this season.
Hmm.
So how they're paying 80 mil plus add-ons or 70 mil plus add-ons for Gordon, I don't know. I have also heard that they want to sign Rashford on a permanent contract and not a loan deal. Though that might actually be retired now that they are bringing in Gordon,
Mm.
but kind of two different types of style of players. So um, I know of the only one departure, and that is Robert Lewandowski is leaving Barcelona at the end of the season.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh well, they should be bringing in Harry Kane.
I just can't wait for what's become an annual thing of Barcelona. Da, 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 da. 2 days later, we can't get him on the books. We've got to sell more players. What do we do?
I think part of it though is that Danny Olmo is a Spanish player, and I think
Even then,
they could only.
we,
I think they
we,
needed to try and free up more room for Spanish players.
but they couldn't get that. But my point is, they've gone through a phase now. Got every window, get a player in, so to speak. But when it comes to then registering them, UEFA and on the La Liga point of view, they can't because of La Liga guidelines and for that's FFP for UEFA. It's like, what do
Yeah.
we do? What do we do? Bend the rules, bend the rules. No, and eventually you
So
fucking delegate.
something interesting I saw in the world of women's football. Tim Stillman had put it out in the most recent Arseblog article that the players that Arsenal women are linked to for free transfer summer signings aren't going to be announced until early July.
Oh, for the love of days!
So,
And the thing is, I know
like,
information. So
the women have been linked with Georgia Stanway since end of January, beginning of February, because she is currently playing in Germany, coming into the last 6 months of her contract. You can open up the contract talks that like that. Her saying, yeah, I want to go to Arsenal, like Arsenal being linked there. It's been going on since February, and it's
mm,
if she doesn't sign for Arsenal, it's like, oh holy crap, what happened? Um, but I don't know. I think this transfer window for both the men's and the women's side of things is going to be a very interesting one. Um, I think Barcelona men are going to be going through. I think they have to get rid of players to bring in new
mm,
players. They don't really want to be doing that, um, but I think they are. I can see Barcelona getting rid of or letting contracts run out on 3 or 4 players. So I feel like if they were going to be leaving, and we haven't really heard of like a lot of the maybe the higher profile players leaving their clubs, except for um, John Stones, Bernardo Silva,
mm.
Casemiro. Arsenal doesn't have anyone running out of contract that is high enough profile that we would be saying, hey, we're gonna give them a guard of honor as at the last home game. Haven't done like any of that stuff. The other team had a corner, but I think they got put out for a goal kick for a Oh wait, no, Crystal Palace had a
That's got
contract
this thing, yeah.
for a goal kick for fouling, I believe. Yeah. Um, I see Arsenal men maybe three incomings, three outgoings, maybe four incomings, three outgoings. Um, let's see, Chelsea. I think Chelsea, because they aren't qualified for Europe,
They've got to stream their squad back, yeah. 'Cause
I I think they're gonna have to actually sell half of the players that they've brought in and then sent out on loan.
yeah,
They need to sell half of them because I'm pretty sure they have something like 42 to 44 players that are on their books that they brought in on professional contracts. Some of them they might be able to maybe demote down to like academy because they're 19 years old. Um, but they're gonna. I think Chelsea's gonna have to go through a massive process. I think Manchester City. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if Manchester City, if we see Holland leave and go to like Real Madrid.
I think Rodri's
Well,
gone as well.
I actually think with like the whole Manchester City thing, the only logical place for I feel like that Holland could be going and actually have a productive season would be Barcelona, but Barcelona are poor. Um, I would say Real Madrid. I think Real Madrid is his desired Spanish team that he would sign for. Um, but then I don't think you can have Holland, Mbappe, and Vinny Jr. in one team. Um, I know from the fans' perspective, they want Mbappe gone. So if Real Madrid do end up trying to sell Mbappe and get a team to pay, was it like 160 mil for him,
Yeah,
200 mil for him, and Mbappe actually agrees to the new terms of the contracts, it's the only way that I can see Holland going to Real Madrid. Um, trying to think, Manchester United are going to be going through a phase. I mean, they're letting go three players, could be four with Rashford leaving on a permanent deal. Um, they're probably going to get five or six incomings. I wouldn't be surprised if Bruno leaves. I'll say that. Palace, we could see a reshuffle with Palace.
Benji comes in as their manager after this as well. Because
Yeah,
that's one thing Palace have been very quiet on in terms of who they're looking at.
even Bournemouth. Like
But
I,
Bournemouth
I
done
feel,
it.
I feel like it was rumored back in January or February that Areola was going to be leaving. Bournemouth and Palace, I can see.
But Bournemouth got
Depending on the managers that they bring in, could be
no,
very.
Bournemouth have sorted it already. They've got their former Dortmund manager, Marco Voice, or Roos.
Hmm.
Rose, how you pronounce his name.
Let's see, I'm trying to think.
So it's just Palace, really. Bournemouth got their
think
staff and all
I
that.
think I think Como could be going in for something big this season.
What should be
Something
the
over like the last 7 seasons or 17 years, something like that. They've qualified for Champions League football,
yeah.
and they're going to need a larger transfer window to be able to compete both in Ligue 1 and in the Champions League. It's not
So
going to be
yeah,
a part, but um, they knocked out it was the AC Milan and Juve, I believe, right?
Yeah, Juve been the bigger one. Yeah,
Or wait, shit. Is Como Italy? Because I just referenced the frickin' French league. Um,
no,
Como's
what is it? What was it? Massimo Allegri, former Juventus boss. He was at AC Milan. He's left. He's quit his job at AC.
oh yeah. Como is Italy, so they've Como will need I don't know why they either way you look at it. Even though I misspoke,
This could
Como
be.
will need a big transfer window to be able to continue to compete in
Okay.
the domestic league, as well as be productive in the Champions League to I mean, because the more games you win, the more points you gain, the further you get in the competition, the more money you will be getting from UEFA, and I think that will be very crucial for them. But the fact that they were able to go at least in their last 5 games, they went 4 wins, 1 draw in their last 5 games of the league. Finished on 71 points, 1 point ahead of AC Milan, who in their last 5 games, 1 win, 1 draw, 3 losses to finish on 70 points. That cost them. Como finished 2 points ahead of Juve. Juve's last 5 was 1 win, 3 draws, 1 loss. Finished on 69 points. Like, so to have one of these smaller clubs that I saw, I mean, it's something of like a Cinderella story. Like, over the last 10
Mm.
years, we're in the fourth tier down. They worked their way up to Serie A, and then now they're in the Champions League. Like, I think in order for them to continue to play at a higher level, they will need a massive transfer window. Napoli has been, I think, fairly consistent with where they've been sitting in the league, top four. Um,
I think I saw it. I think
I'll probably want to bring in like a KDB understudy.
I think obviously because of Conte's obviously he's left Napoli now. I might be wrong in saying this, but I think former Chelsea manager Sarri is going to replace him. I think. Never look. I did see that.
Palace just conceded a corner. This is England versus this is England versus Spain, right?
What's that? Oh yeah, Spain, Rayo Vallecano. Rayo.
England versus Spain.
Yeah, England versus Spain. Yeah, yeah.
England versus Spain always produces good results. If you know, you know. I think across the world of football in the last 4 years, English clubs versus Spanish clubs, the nations when they play each other always produce good games. I don't think you can really complain much about that.
Who's this being booked?
One of their players.
Yeah, very trigger happy. The old ref all of a sudden.
That's what I was looking at. See, so far, 23 minutes in. Only 2 shots so far, both of them taken by Palace. Neither of them were on target. One of them was actually blocked, but
I'm going to say that Palace fan in the stands ain't seen nothing in this game. You keep wearing that hat or costume.
Oh, I missed that because I was looking for. Here it is.
Eagles head.
So they have committed 4 fouls with 2 yellow cards. Palace haven't committed anything. So I don't even know how to say this club's name.
Rayo Vallecano. I can't pronounce it either now.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to be careful.
Scott's in the chat. The Rangers fan looks at going by the logo. So guys, well, we're not too bad. I mean, we've not been a bad week for myself personally. What teams won the league? A few after my birthday. Saw my team lift the league title for the first time in 22 years, and now I'm looking forward to a Champions League final. How about you, Catherine?
Going pretty good. Can't complain.
Oh dear. Could be worse. You could be a Chelsea fan, Gav, if you're watching.
Evening, Gav. I mean, actually, could be worse. You could be a Barcelona fan and watching your club captain and legend leave the club after 14 seasons.
Hmm. and signing players like fucking Anthony Gordon.
I think, I do think. Oh, this is gonna bug me now. Player records.
Yeah.
It's most appearances. I want most goals. 672. Wait. 672 to 232. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, still celebrating Scott, by the way, but well, I think no matter what happens on Saturday's game, you're going to see what you've been seeing all week for the last week is nothing to what you're going to see on Sunday. To the point where the Islington Council crapped their pants last week and then changed the entire route. So Arsenal fans are no longer getting a trophy lift and speeches and all that at the end of it all. It's just one trophy parade, one massive loop around the area, and everyone's been barred from going anywhere near the Emirates on Sunday as well. Like it's been locked off because the Islington Council's seen what's been happening and going, "Oh, bugger me, we can't police that."
The manager, their manager, is telling him to calm down.
No clear cut chances yet. 26 minutes in.
No. No, I don't want these. I want. Thought she'd scored more, but okay.
It's crazy to think about it. That if Palace was to win tonight, in the Europa League next season, Crystal Palace, Bournemouth, and Sunderland representing England in the Europa League.
Mm-hmm.
Who got conference? Who's the Conference League? I can't remember. Was it Brighton? Brighton for conference.
I believe all time in both appearances and in goals. Alexia Putellas is number 2 in both of those.
What do you make of
to Lionel Messi.
One sec, sorry. What do you make of that though? It basically feels like she's been forced out of the club. And she's like,
I don't think she's been forced out.
I feel it feels like it, but she's saying, but at the same time she's going, out of respect, I won't go to a team that threatens my beloved Barcelona.
I think
They told us where to stick it.
I'll be honest. I think it's in part that the club can't afford her.
There's that as well.
I mean, and she had said it in her farewell thing earlier today. She's achieved all that you can in women's football. The only trophy that she is actually missing is a Euros trophy, and Olympics, and an Olympics gold medal.
Yeah, that's true.
So, but she has competed at all available events. So, I think their academy program, La Masia, however you say it. I'm not Spanish, don't come at me. The 2 years in high school didn't help at all. But their academy is absolutely insane, and I have a feeling that she knew. I mean, she had even said, "I knew at the beginning of the season that this was going to be my last season for the club." Like she knew that back in August. So I think it's very much this truly was the right time for her to leave the club. And I can kind of understand her like not wanting to go to France or going to England's top three teams, um, because would she really be able to? I mean, she would be professional about it, but if she played for Arsenal and was facing Barcelona, could she be objective enough after putting her blood, sweat, and tears and her ACL on the line for Barcelona? Like
Mm.
it's kind of like for me, I see it in the same situation of like if Leah Williamson gets to 34 years old and her contract at Arsenal is coming to an end and she has the chance to play in Spain, would she really be comfortable enough to be like going to Barcelona or Real Madrid where she would have to be playing Arsenal in the Champions League?
Yeah.
Or well, because I mean we all know that Leah Williamson, she would not be going to any other club in the WSL.
No.
Um, so I mean, you kind of got to like put it in similar situations like that, like kind of like. And if you aren't familiar with the women's game and you aren't familiar with the names Alexia Putellas and Leah Williamson, then um, go look them up. They've done fantastic things for club and country. They've achieved a lot. But it would kind of be like Bukayo Saka leaving Arsenal,
Yeah.
or Lamine Yamal leaving Barcelona in 10 years. Like unlikely that they would be going to leave the club, their childhood club, to
To a
play
direct rival.
a country that would be a direct rival to them. Pepsar is down. Um,
Yeah.
so I mean, it's just one of those interesting things. Like Putellas is heavily linked to going to London City Lionesses, and I think a large part of that is that they can provide the paycheck that she rightfully deserves. Um, she is the strong contender of uh, getting her third Ballon d'Or. I
Yeah.
think a shot would actually be Claudia Pino this season or Iwa Payor. Or I would probably do like Payor, Putellas, and Pina if we were really just looking at the Barcelona because let's be honest, they have just completed a quadruple again this season. Um, but it's just a London City could provide her the paycheck, and there were things released today that like she has now opened up talks to the NWSL, and in my mind I'm thinking okay like paycheck wise she can't go to Washington Spirit because Washington Spirit don't have enough salary cap space for her.
Yeah.
Um, they used up their entirety of their high impact rule on Trinity Rodman. Um, she could go to Gotham, but I don't think Gotham have enough international slots available. Um, and does she really want to be going to Gotham, which seems to just be the catch-all for anyone leaving the top eight clubs across Europe? Um, then they're like, well, she's also Spanish, so we're probably going to be ruling out like Chicago and Kansas City. Um, Washington is Seattle, probably ruling out Seattle and likely Portland as well, or Portland and likely Seattle as well. Right? No, switch those around. So then you're really looking at Houston, but Houston just has hot, humid weather. The Houston Dash. They don't really have any beaches there. Not like she would be used to.
No.
So then you're looking at Angel City in Los Angeles, and you're looking at San Diego, the San Diego Wave. Um, and I remembered something. Fun fact. Was that Henderson is down? No, Rayo keeper is down. Um, I think he just wanted the ref to stop play because fans are throwing shit onto the pitch. or something is going on in the crowd that has made the keeper want to stop the play so that the referee can maybe get security on it
I
to
think
take.
Page is pointing at.
He's pointing at the stands.
Yeah, but I'm saying.
San Diego Wave. Um, I don't want her to go there just because Jonas Eidevall manages there, and that would just be absolute garbage. She deserves better than that man. Um, but with the introduction of the high impact player rule for the 2026 season, um, San Diego Wave signed Katerina Macario from Chelsea and have pretty much used up all of their salary space that they would have um, for high impact players. So, weather wise and maybe some money, we're looking at her going to Angel City if she's coming to the NWSL. At least that's where logically I would be thinking she would be going. Um, yeah, she wouldn't be going to Utah, Boston, or um, Utah's the middle of nowhere and kind of just a weird state in general. There's not really much around, uh, much to do in Utah. Um,
Mm.
Orlando, she could go to Orlando, Orlando Pride, play with Marta. Um, I would say absolutely don't go to North Carolina. Denver is kind of the middle of nowhere. I mean, yeah, looking at this, in all likelihood, if she's coming to the NWSL, I think her most realistic spot would be Angel City. But I have a feeling it's going to be staying in Europe and then helping a team get to Champions League qualifications. I really don't know what's going on here. Let me look at the commentary.
Oh, it looks like medical emergency in the stands. Just,
What?
I just looked up and there's a medical team of one of the oh, what do you call them? That lift players off. I can't remember what they're called now. But yeah,
Yeah, looking at the football commentary that they just thing, they said there are initial reports that there's a medical emergency among the Real
yeah.
supporters, which has promoted a break and play. Fingers crossed for good news there.
The ref's making them play on now. The players aren't happy about it because obviously the players aren't happy about it because obviously the person in question has not been treated and escorted out of the area. Oh dear.
Yeah, no, definitely think men's and women's football this year will see some crazy transfers.
Well, it does seem like we've got another here. While we've been live, we've got another here we go from Rich Show. Again, we knew it was coming. Andy Andy Robertson's going to Tottenham on the free.
Oh, yeah.
That's what you need. You just escaped relegation. You just survived a relegation scrap. I know. Let's get an over the hill fallback. This will be our first choice next season because we're Tottenham. Because that fixes everything.
Oh, apparently Juve wanted to try and hijack the deal. But Robinson was wanted by Spurs back in
But
January.
yeah,
Geez, happy Arsenal aren't getting Gordon.
yeah. I'm Not a fan of him, to be honest. In terms of, I don't think he'd improve us anyway. Personally,
I don't see him as an improvement.
no. And that's where we're at. That's where we're at now as champions. That if anyone's coming in, it's to either pro competition or be an upgrade.
Yeah. Barcelona women won their last game of the season, and it was also their last home game. 2-1 today.
Oh, okay. I've got to ask, are you around on not Tuesday, on Sunday?
Me, am I around Sunday?
Laura's hosting on here. She's hosting on the live stream for the parade.
Is it going to be live streamed off of Arsenal.com?
Yeah, they've confirmed that today when they put out the information about the route and all that. For anyone that can't go or can't come, Arsenal.com, YouTube, and other X, Y, and Z. Basically, just yeah. I'll send you a screenshot, but yeah.
I mean, I saw the route. I just didn't pay attention to are they
Yeah,
streaming it
I'll
elsewhere.
be again, assuming we can get some internet connection while we're out down there, because I'll be meeting up with Liam and all that. I'll try and pop in from time to time. More so the key water, books. More so the key moments as the bus comes past. With the men's and women's team with hopefully multiple trophies.
I mean, it will be multiple trophies for Arsenal as a whole because the women will be there with their trophy.
Yeah.
Um,
Just how many multiples are we talking? That's the thing. Yeah, that's a duo, or we're going to have three across the two. I think it's going to be insane either which way. But yeah,
what
sure,
time?
try to pop in and give you perspectives and all that. But we'll be filming stuff as well on my phone.
I mean, you probably aren't going to be able to walk alongside the bus like the Manchester City fans were.
I doubt it. Being as we're a bigger club and all that.
We're
Maybe
rumored to
got
be
bigger.
having at least 500,000 fans at the parade. Bitch, please, you're probably going to have at least 1 million.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Look at how many
like
show up on a
sardines.
random Tuesday night.
It's gonna be like, I think it's gonna be like no matter where we go on the route, you're gonna be like sardines basically. Especially as the guys come past your wits. Yeah,
Did they just call handball? Oh yeah, they called. I mean, they called handball, but it was against Munoz and
yeah, I thought, yeah.
attack box. It's going elsewhere. All right.
Bit of a late call, though, considering what could have happened. I mean,
What time is the parade kicking off? Starting
2 p.m. UK time.
2 p. Oh, that's what 14. 14 minus 5 is 9. I should be around.
Yeah, I was just thinking, obviously, because of her and James will be hosting, and we're just between us now trying to get as many people on us that can't go or won't be able to go on here as possible, basically. Just again, and as I say, me and others will pop in when we can, before, during, and after.
That actually might be my bonus.
And it's going to be apparently from start to finish of the route around an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending
I feel like
on.
it's going to be at least 2 hours.
Yeah, I think it's going to be even just a bit longer than two.
I think they're going to struggle getting through the amount of fans. When do you think the away kits are going to be dropped?
Ooh. Trying to fucking think now. When did they drop them last year? The home kits always dropped first at this time.
I don't know.
I'm trying to remember. No, I'm trying to remember myself now. The away kit was on our tour last year. They dropped the away shirt, and then the third one was dropped for the Emirates Cup. So I think we got. Ooh, wait for Catherine to come back. There you go.
Sorry, I've been dealing with internet issues all day.
That's right. So I'd assume the away one will be dropped on our tour of Dublin, basically.
They Google AI overview
4 minutes.
is saying late July or early August.
I think that one. Oh, there we go. David Ornstein's dropped the bomb. Okay, one sec. Let's have a look. About Arsenal, let's have a look. Okay, Arsenal looking to sell Jesus basically. Arsenal demanding up to £20 million for Jesus this summer. Inquiries for multiple clubs. Okay, so his contract isn't up. I thought it was up this summer, but okay. It expires next year. So inquiries from multiple clubs for the 29-year-old striker and quoted 18 to 20 mil Brazilian could go as a free agent when contract expires next year, but AFC considering cheap sale before then. It makes some money out of it. But get some of the money back at least.
I think.
That's
I
not
mean,
really a shock, really. That's not really a bomber. But I mean, we knew last year they wanted to get rid of him last year, but because of the ACL, almost 1-0 Palace. Um, yeah, it's just delayed a bit longer. I think 20 mil in today's market isn't a bad deal actually. But,
it's kind of interesting because 5 minutes ago, Liam said, "I'd be surprised if Jesus was here after the summer."
mm, Probably part of the reason why he started and led the team out on Sunday. It's a shame really. Again, with Jesus, obviously, he started off well until that World Cup, and then
Interesting. Dean is saying that uh, one motivator for Jesus to stay in England, and maybe it's just to stay in England, probably easier to just to be staying with Arsenal, is that he'll soon be eligible to receive his British citizenship.
okay,
Um,
oh me,
I, it's weird to say, and I get the feeling that he could be going back to Brazil. I don't know why.
mm,
I mean, if he's going to be staying in the Premier League, so let's be honest, if he is close to getting his British citizenship, he's probably going to be staying in the Premier League, um, or wanting to stay within the Premier League. I'm trying to like Brighton, maybe Bournemouth is kind of
mm. If he stays, wants to stay in the UK, yeah, I think one of the clubs in Europa, maybe, yeah, he wants to play in European football.
the Premier League.
So again, I can't see him
I mean,
again.
he's not going to be going to City. United have no need for him. Villa maybe. If Villa want to do business with Arsenal for Jesus, could maybe try and leverage that to like maybe get
Or
Ali Watkins or not Ali Watkins, Morgan Rogers out of
Morgan
it.
Rogers, yeah, that's the point.
Um, Liverpool have no need for him. Bournemouth maybe. Sunderland could probably do with another experienced striker.
Bristol going into Europe next season, yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking. Europa and all that, yeah.
could go join Xhaka.
There you go, full time whistle, just not full time, half time whistle, feels like full time. This game's gone. No clear cut transfer from either team. Had a bit of a stoppage though for medical grounds in the crowd. Apart from that, again, there's nothing really to talk about in terms of the game. It's just been very
Boring.
basically boring. Like neither team wants to blink basically and give away any advantage to the other.
Total of 6 shots. None of them on target.
Sounds
All right,
about
here we go. The math behind Anthony Gordon's transfer to Barcelona, assuming a 70 million euro fixed fee over a 5-year contract, would mean 14 million in amortization. Around 11 million in gross salary would be a total of 25 million in FFP space per season. By comparison, Marcus Rashford, 30 million fee over 3 years, 10 million in amortization. Assuming he earns the same as he does in the loan contract now, 14 million gross, meaning 24 million in FFP space per season. Anthony Gordon and Marcus Rashford would cost around the same in financial fair play space for Barcelona. So maybe they are wanting to bring in Anthony Gordon over Marcus Rashford, though honestly, I would say keep Marcus Rashford. You know how he performs.
Yeah.
Unless he's got like bad ego within the squad. Is she leaving? Okay, that's still a weird thing. All right. So, was it 92, 93 was the start of the, was it the Barclays English Premier League or whatever? The EPL current state? Um,
Yeah.
yeah, TNT Sports said Martin Zubamendi is the first ever outfield player to win the Premier League while playing every single game in his debut season, excluding the first season of the competition.
Yeah. Especially when he's come from a league that's like it's used to having a 2 to 3 week break, if not a month off Christmas, basically his entire career. So he's used to having that period of rest. But he's not had that really until the last few weeks where he got rotated in and out
Oh,
of the
that's
schedule.
well.
I think it's going to be interesting what Mikel goes with in terms of midfield on Saturday.
I
Obviously, we know Declan will be in that three.
I have a feeling it's going to be Zubamendi, Declan, and Odegaard.
But yeah, I think it depends on who he puts out on the left as well. That'll be a bit an indicator how he approaches this game as well. Take your time, Gav. Fucking hell. I mentioned it like 3 or 4 times.
I have.
I mean, mainly taking digs at your club, but still. But yeah,
Shit, I need that. That's gonna help out a whole lot more. Nope, go away.
but
Come on.
we'll talk about team like transfers and all that. Even that season for WSL, it's going to be interesting. How our players, our new lot settled in, but also how we've mentioned it before, how Man City adapt to having Champions League and defending their title, go back and forth, and Chelsea's in a rebuild.
Again.
Yeah, again. And it'll be interesting who they bring in themselves. If, if Chelsea ain't careful, it could literally be an Arsenal City shootout in the WSL, and they're just fighting it out with United for that last spot, and potentially London, again depending on London City's business and obviously how that interchanges into the season. Maybe even London City could throw them in there for that, even though they can't play in European football. It's just mad in terms of they're trying to compete to get into the spot, but knowing they can't actually play in it because
See,
of it.
I think that could change drastically though.
Oh, Kang will
Because
pay.
I mean, you think about it. It's embarrassing that you play in a farmers league. You average just over 3,000 fans in your league. You had an average of 9,700 in the Champions League games,
Mm-hmm.
and You just got absolutely pumped by Barcelona in a final, which is not the first time.
No, like I tweeted out or posted out whatever on X. Um, not ever, beating Barcelona in a Champions League final isn't for everyone.
Yeah, let's see. Here we go. All right, November 10th, and then AFCON started, and then we go 2026. Then we go March 23.
Yeah, I did say that to them, Gav, but because I answered, even though I said I was speaking on your behalf and referring to you as Gav. Somehow people are still coming in and calling me Gav, let alone what's surrounding me and what I'm wearing.
All right. So we're gonna move you up
Oh, dear.
equals days. End date, start date, 14.
Actually, Gav, why are you here? Are you coming to the parade on Sunday, Gav? I mean,
You are an Arsenal fan.
you're an Arsenal fan. If so, we'll suggest come down on Saturday night because it could be chaos depending on what happened to early on that night. Makes sense. It's still weird that the kickoff's at 5 o'clock UK time.
I'm getting something interesting set up for you. I think you might appreciate it, but I need to finish the formulas on this. All right. One, we're gonna say Screw City because I don't have their schedule up, and again, Screw City. All right, so there have been, or by the end of the season, there will be 63 games
So yeah.
that Arsenal will have played. 63.
Oh, 'cause, yeah, the
We've
format.
played
Yeah,
62. The final is 60. The Champions League final is 63. So 3 games, and we started out the season. This is everyone, and this is specific to Arsenal's schedule for the entirety of the 25-26 season. But everyone started the season with no additional competitions that they were playing in. Three Arsenal had 3 games in 14 days. Then we went into international break. Then Arsenal played. I need to move this over. 7 games in 21 days. Um,
yeah.
International break. Then another 7 games in 21 days for before another international break. And that last game was uh, Sunderland, November 8th. It was a 2-2 draw. That was November 8th. Then we start North London Derby at home, November 23rd, right after an international break. So not even 15 days rest for all of the players because a lot of them play internationally.
Yeah.
So we went from North London Derby on November 23rd to Carabao Cup final on March 22. 33 games in 119 days. Averaging a game every 3.6 days.
Yeah.
Then international break, 5 games in 14 days. And we will be ending this out after we get through the final 8 games in 35 days. this divided by 3. So we started off the season a game every 4.6 days. And then we were going into a game every 3 days to, again, after an international break, averaging a game every 3 days to then averaging a game every 3.6 days. Our month of April, 5 games, 14 days, averaging a game every 2.8 days. And we end the season strong, 8 games before the World Cup, averaging a game every 4.4 days.
Okay.
Which is essentially how we started the season, 4.5 days to 4.5 days, just about. So,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Jam.
Sorry, Gavin, answered your question. Absolutely insane, and not in a good way. Don't get me wrong, Anthony Gordon is a good player. Don't get me wrong, but this
I
is
don't think he's
Barcelona,
Barcelona good.
and are we seriously sitting there saying he's like £8 million worth player or £70 million worth player? Sorry.
Gav, you probably missed it, but um, someone did the breakdown between how much Rashford and how much Gordon cost Barcelona on their FFP per season, and it's like 25 million for Gordon and 24 million for Rashford. So if Arsenal score once against PSG,
Yeah.
they, excluding the penalty shootout goals, um, they equal their 2016-17 goals scored record, 121 goals. They score 2 goals, they break it with 122 in the season. But as it stands, for across all competitions excluding the penalty shootout, which would actually just add 1 because we won that 8-7, Arsenal have had a goal difference of plus 78 across all comps.
Not too bad. Not too bad. Commonwealth Games this year. Bloody hell.
A left winger.
Well, today, big news today, Gav. Morgan Rogers apparently he's high in our list of players we want to bring in, basically,
Yeah.
along with Julian Alvarez and two other players, basically. And then with that, looking to offload 3 to 4 players as well. One of them being Jesus. That's been confirmed whilst we've been live by David Ornstein. After looking to get at least £20 million for him. And there's clubs that are interested apparently. So no, exactly. This is what I was saying earlier. We mentioned it at the start of the show pretty much when Catherine joined us. But yeah, Barca paying 70 million for Gordon. Plus Adams and all that malarkey, but couldn't spare 30 for Marcus Rashford, who's been a big part of the reason why they won the league this season. Like he had big key moments in their season. Big 45 left for Palace here, 0-0 still. I'm going to tell some of their fans that look like they're going to face that snap backside as players come out. I mean, again, don't get me wrong, he's a good player, Anthony Gordon, but he's not Barcelona. He's not a Barcelona elite club player, with all due respect. And he's going to get found out. Honestly, I don't think he's going to do his international, even though he's at Barcelona, the name Barcelona, in the long run, it's not going to do his international chances any good either, because he'll get found out in Barca, barely get played, moved on elsewhere, and be it Tommy Tuchel or whoever in the future down the line, will say, no, you're not playing. Basically, says, why are you playing for me? Go away. So he's pretty much screwed himself potentially. And run away for the second half. Once I get Clapham, I've got that up there. He's on our list as well. Let's be honest, with all due respect, Gav, who's got more chance of getting Morgan Rogers out of Arsenal and Chelsea here? And the price they're looking at, Villa are looking at, is 80 million. He's not going to leave a club in the Champions League for a club that's not been in Europe, period. And every season they yo-yo for being in Europe, out of Europe, Europe, out of Europe. If he's going to leave a Champions League club in Villa, he's going to come to another Champions League club that's a step up and competing on all fronts.
Morgan Rogers to Chelsea with what money?
All in. Oh, unlucky. Unlucky my chair. Throw in that.
All right, let's see.
Both.
Let's see. Carabao Cup. Did we have the penalty shootout in the Carabao Cup? No, that was. Yeah, that was the Carabao Cup. All right, so minus 8 and 7. Okay. So in the Carabao Cup, wait, for Arsenal, 17 minus 8. Open play, non-penalty shootout goals. Arsenal scored 9 goals, conceded 5. FA Cup, 11 goals, conceded 4. Premier League, let me double check this. I might not have updated. Yeah, scored 71 goals, conceded. I feel like that number's wrong. Conceded 27. That was 21. In the Champions League, scored 29, conceded 6. And yeah, Arsenal are the underdogs. Just asking for a friend, folks. Oh, Gav says that he was hoping that Arsenal were going to buy Enzo for over 100 mil. Arsenal aren't that stupid.
But say you're confusing enough with the old Arsenal that was be stupid enough. We're not that club anymore. Unfortunate for you. Maybe Tottenham will. I mean, they're stupid enough.
I mean, they aren't in the championship, so maybe they can afford them. Anfield Papers, this is 7 hours ago. I'm not sure actually how legit it is. They think that Alexis McAllister is set to announce his retirement from football as a player after the World Cup. I'm wondering if they mean retiring as an international player. So I feel like we would have heard if he was retiring from Liverpool or leaving the club. Oh, here's one for you. Nico Williams is edging closer to leaving Athletic Bilbao this summer.
Heard that before.
Currently, Liverpool are the favorites to sign him.
Of course they are.
Okay. So it is worth to know. Oh, wait. No.
No, live wait and earning then. We'll just throw money at it and hope for the best. And so, yeah, probably will go to Madrid, but how long is left in his contract, Gav? That's the question. You know Madrid don't like paying nowadays.
All right, so apparently Barcelona have the funds to complete a couple of deals. A striker to replace Robert Lewandowski, Anthony Gordon, get a center back, as well as keep Marcus Rashford.
Okay.
Which, mind you, the striker that they're eyeballing is Julian Alvarez.
if I meant on Griezmann before, my parting words to bloody Julian would be, I made that mistake. Look what happened to me. Don't make the same mistake. I'm going to Barcelona.
Gav, I knew it was going to be a clusterfuck the moment it was announced. Oh, 1-0 Palace.
Oh, oh.
Oh, Mateta.
Just back seat now, one sec. Wharton, head up,
It's
as a
a fly
pop,
kick.
and a rebound. It's a rebounded goal. Mateta with it there. Bottles are now flying off the stands. Oh, here we go. Now it's interesting. Now we've got a final on our hands. And the Eagles are flying in no sync.
Yup.
Wow.
So to put it as nicely as possible, you cannot public travel, like, sorry, you cannot walk in the U.S. like you can in Europe. Walking, like when you're in a major city and walking to a stadium, that is not normal. And I don't know why the videos are just coming out now, considering is it MetLife Stadium, the New Jersey stadium that they're calling New York, is was announced a long time ago. But that stadium is in the middle of fucking nowhere. It is surrounded by apparently swamplands and interstate highways. Like, you cannot walk there. You can barely get public transport there. Um, and honestly, considering the way that ticket sales have been going, or I should say not going, I am not surprised, like, at all. Arlington, Texas. Yeah, Arlington. It is Dallas Stadium. They're saying it's in Dallas, but it's not in Dallas. It's in Arlington. Um, and Dallas has absolutely no public transportation. So you're Ubering. You can't even get a train. At least in New York, you can get trains out to New Jersey. I think California has some decent public transport. Um, so
So, yeah, I've just seen a replay of Sergeant.
so they'd have to Uber or rent a car or make sure that the hotel arrangements that they got or the living situation accommodations that they got are relatively close to the stadium.
Also, outside of the football, I just seen, I'm going through the phone. Breaking news in the last half hour or so. Matthew Perry's personal assistant has been jailed for 3 years and 5 months for their part in Matthew Perry's death.
Interesting.
Again, Mr. Who, I'm not going to try and pronounce the last part of that name there. You've said that twice now. Nice try.
The Arsenal Pulse just tweeted uh, 34 minutes ago the eye emojis with the French flag.
Yeah, I saw that myself as well. I was like, okay,
Isn't Croupy French?
might be. Genuinely can't remember.
If I can spell his name
Surely.
right. Yeah, he is. I wouldn't mind him. He gave us the easy go ahead goal.
Yeah,
And I think he would be one we would be paying for his future because he's only 19.
yeah, potential wise,
Two,
yeah,
we would be paying for him being Premier League proven. I think he's had 19, 19 goal involvements this season.
yeah.
Um, and three, we would just be paying for in my opinion, an upgrade. I think he can provide more for at least one of one player in mind. I'm not going to say names.
Gav, I mean, also going back to Gav, they're saying 14 out of 16 World Cup stages in America. And that, well, again, that's the whole point of last year's World Cup. It was a test dummy run for you idiots. Like, in terms of Chelsea, the clubs, basically domestic clubs going in.
And their remedy for that is about halfway through the first half. In the second, almost 2-0. Oh, how do you mess that up 3 times? Because it's all about capitalism.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Yeah.
So basically, anyone that's not watching, Wharton has the free kick, hits the post, hits the other post,
hits the crossbar, hits the post, ricochets out. Someone gets a foot on it, but it's not a clean hit. Though he might have been offside, so it might have been ruled out. However,
how often do you see it hit the crossbar and not go over the line? Though the way it did, the way it drops as well.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna. There's a reason that they said. I mean, besides capitalism and getting more adverts in there, there is a reason why they said during every World Cup game we will be implementing first half times and second half times for hydration breaks. It was another chance right there. So
not just that, is obviously what was it? Was it again Chelsea's game itself? One of Chelsea's knockout games. I think it was at Benfica. It just got stopped for like 2 hours because of potential weather warnings coming their way that for public safety. So have to stop.
I mean, there will be several stadiums that realistically you wouldn't need to have hydration breaks in because the stadiums that they have roofs on them. And the reason why America doesn't have public transport is capitalism. Why build a properly functioning rail system to stadiums or have better bus transportations when you spend say $100 million investing in a really good rail system and keeping it maintained for the next 8 years from airports to stadiums to main downtowns. When you can and have that be charged essentially to the city or to the state, and have that be part of like the state budget, the state and city budgets. When you can just have consumers spend at least probably $30,000 to $40,000 on a car that will break down in 6 years, and then they'll need to spend another $30,000-$40,000.
I've just realised why our signs won't be announced officially till July, because the contracts don't run out until the end of June. So you can
announce you can announce like international contracts. You can announce those.
Oh,
it would be like Beth Mead cannot be announced until July 1st. Katie McCabe cannot be announced until July 1st. But also, Laura said that some of these contracts also, like, why they are being marked as, early July releases because contracts won't expire until August 1st, which then it's only a month in advance of the contract running out. So, like, I don't even think like you would really get Alexia Putellas in her final contract of where she's actually going until probably around that same time of July. And I was thinking about it. Women's international window has, I think, officially started. Yeah, he's fuming at everyone, and we're not going to get into politics in here, other than he doesn't like anyone. I don't even think he likes his own country. Sorry, that came out.
Yeah. It's not get cancelled now. You never know.
Ryan doesn't like his own country so much that he'll start supporting Scotland over England.
Part of the UK, my friend. Part of the UK.
I forgot what I was saying, but it's
about Trump hating his country.
No, it was before that. I saw that comment and I got sidetracked. It must not have been important enough. But
I was talking about basically travel
Oh no,
Transport.
women's player contracts.
Oh, that's it.
Um, I don't think we'll be seeing a lot of player announcement or international window. So Barcelona played their last game today. I think they technically have until Friday at noon to release all of their players from club to go to country. First women's international games. I think the U.S. actually plays on next week Saturday. I think so. They've got a week to prepare. Um, England England plays Spain on June 5th. I think it's June 5th. Sorry for the noises, everyone. No, that's the men. I don't care about the men. Thursday, Friday. Yeah, all of the women's games start Friday, June 5th. With Spain hosting England. And then a week later is the World Cup.
The thing is, Gav, as well, like, this is the guy's been given a peace prize, by the way, by FIFA. It's never been, yeah, it's not, but anyway,
No, he paid for it.
obviously.
But we're just not going to talk about anything political because.
I'm just saying, like, he's been given a peace prize, and yet he's banning everyone coming into the country. So basically, if he ain't careful, any games, all the games in the States will be fucking half-empty stadiums, basically, not empty.
Yeah.
All
right.
Business.
Hate to end on this subject, but I need to head off. I hope that there's at least one more goal in this. I think it would actually show the world just a little bit more, or at least European countries, what Palace can do and what their players can do. I think they've also just showed a lot more promise in the last 10 minutes. So
again, it's just good for the league in terms of the Premier League as well. It shows how strong we keep. Oh, is his name English arrogance? No, the league's that strong. It is strong that we're getting. West Ham won this for crying out loud, and look where they are now. 2-3 years later.
Yeah. So I will. Even Friday? No, Friday. Today's Wednesday. Jeez.
Today's Wednesday.
Saturday for the game.
Saturday for the game itself, yeah, and then Sunday you got the parade stuff. I think I need to chat with Liam later. Either tomorrow or Friday we'll do the preview show for the final as well. I don't know what time we'll chat to him about all that. And then after the weekend's done, go from there really in terms of what we're doing next week basically.
Yeah.
There's only like 2 or 3 weeks into the World Cup. You know.
Yeah. You're being optimistic. I will say you are being optimistic about covering every single game because, well, there's one game that's on at 1 a.m. my time, which means that is fully on you, which is 6 a.m. kickoff time for you.
Well, there's plenty of us around as well. Not just myself. You're gonna have Liam's, yourself, Laura, because of Scotland, and obviously her husband James and all that.
Yeah.
George is about. There's plenty of us and Gary when he's around as well. Plenty of us to sort of spread it about, and so everyone sort of goes our covered equally. And it's not a complete burnout from one person on their own.
Yep. All right. I'll catch you later. Have a good one, everyone.
Thanks again.
Fly, Eagles, fly. Sorry, that's for the Philadelphia Eagles. Go, Eagles, go.
Almost 2-0 today. One of these exciting World Cup previews. Again, this is something we've got to check once we get this weekend out the way in terms of obviously Saturday's game, the parade, and the recovery from the parade. So about probably Tuesday onwards, off-air chat with Liam and a couple of others to get them sort of that in place. The preview World Cup show preview itself prior to the World Cup's kicking off, like a day or two before the day or two before the first game between Mexico and South Africa. I'm looking to do that. and then obviously during the World Cup, not just doing the watch-alongs, but also doing shows, and if that makes sense, like doing like match day reviews after. So like match day one, until I say match day one, I mean like all the first round of games. Do a quick review of that round, second round, third round, and then knockout rounds, etc., etc., all the way to the final, and then reviewing the tournament afterwards. But yeah, it's only for the group stages, though, for the first 2.5, 3 weeks, though, because from what I can make out, once it's in the knockouts, it's workable, like in terms of normal timings and all that, mainly. It's just obviously because we've got so many more teams now. We've got freaking 80 versus Scotland at 3 o'clock, for example. Another games will be at 3 o'clock as well, 1 o'clock and all that. It is what it is. Oh dear. I'm gonna get myself a World Cup chart as well at some point, so I'll keep up to date with everything. Yeah, if there's any days when I'm not around, like 26th of June, I'm out with my brother for an event. So someone else will have to the host. If there's any games on the 26th of June, on that day, night, whatever, someone else has just have to take the reins to the day, basically. For example, like it's like Catherine's just saying there, like you're very optimistic, more, but there's plenty of us here to. Like, it won't just be me hosting the watch-alongs. Others can jump in for certain games and do the host certain games themselves as well. But again, we've got literally a short window now to organise that as well. Who does what games and when, and with who they want on all that. Yeah, I'll be fine. It's only the first couple of weeks, and then still late kickoffs, but not like 3 in the morning kickoffs. If that makes sense for the World Cup. Once the group stages is dealt with. Yeah. Also, Liam's not got on yet because one of these boys have been like paying the back to his words and trying to get him down to sleep. But once that's all settled down, he will pop on at some point, and he's got even more reason to get on quick because obviously Palace are about to make history. They're literally just over half hour away from or just just over 20 minutes away from making history again for the second time in 12 months. Buy yourself a load of Haribos, Lucasade, original or tropical, whatever. The occasional the Monster energy drinks, depending. He didn't actually say. He didn't say which one. He just said one of the boys is playing up and apologising. I did that. Said that to apologise. You ain't missed. This was at half time, so you ain't missed much. It's nil. Practice 0-0. Obviously, I'm hoping that obviously whoever it is settled now, and he didn't miss the goal because that'll be annoying. Because obviously he probably settled it. Well, if you had it at the time, he's now settled. He's missed a goal, but this is the only goal I've missed it. And Beanie's from that area as well, in terms of Croydon, I mean, growing up and all that. As we saw last year, does keep an eye out for him and all that. He's got friends as well from that area. Oh, my leg. Oh, my leg. Oh, days. Oh, Oh, I've been taken off. I didn't see who came on. Bear with me on that one. Do, 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 do. Yeah, he's not even chatting in the group chat on X. Not looking good for him. Like that. Go on, sir. Go on, sir. Oh, okay. Oh dear. Outcome. Boy from Rail. I say that. I don't know. I don't even know. Oh, again, it's to sort out the World Cup schedule first. I get what you're saying, Gav, but it's sort out the World Cup schedule first, and then going from there. Because the plan was last year to do transfer shows at the summer, and then things happened that sort of put a stop to that. But yeah, Premier League show wise, I will be reaching out as well to people I mentioned. People have an idea might be interested. But Premier League weekly preview and review shows coming to the channel next season as well. Just got to work around the schedule of everyone else. No. I think in terms of transfer, barring anything may happen before the World Cup, that bulk of stuff is going to happen like, literally either coming to the end of it, or literally like within 48 hours of the World Cup ending. Everyone's going to start clicking the gear for the rest of the summer window, basically before the season starts. Oh dear. One of the teams here will yield to the pressure of the government. Doubt it. I'm sorry. The Champions League final should be free to air. They should not be going. Well, we've got the right, so for this season, for the first time ever, we want to you have to pay for our service to watch this final or the Champions League final. This fuck off. That's just greed to the highest level. Oh, days. We kicked to Vale. I mean, he tripped himself. I'm sorry. He tripped himself with his own calf. He kicked his own calf. Okay. Well, sorry, he kneed his own calf and fell over. And the ref bought it. Pino's been booked. Come on, Palace. Come on. We've already been linked to our first Bayer Leverkusen player. Get used to that one now. Yeah, you got next spell. Yeah, you got Alonso there. Good thing you can't be linked to Capio. Hey, he's ours. He's all ours. Something special. That's over. Last week, it must be. It's either very very humid in Germany tonight, or Umber making really bad kits. Substitution for Palace. Strand Larsen's coming on for the goal scorer Mateta in his last 15. I would have. If you bring Strand Larsen on for Mateta, I personally would have held off another 5-10 minutes to do that. But oh well. For all that hype that Strand Larsen had in this time last year, going into the summer window, signed a new contract, didn't do anything with Wolves, got a move away from Wolves in January. And let's be honest, what's he done? He wasn't fucking cheap either. Even watching it, I was watching him on Sunday against us. Considering we put out basically our reserve team near enough to start with, he didn't even fucking ask questions of Kepa. The likes of Mateta and all that had to come on to ask the questions near the end. I just think it all went to it's gone to his head, and now he's like, oh, all right, Jack. This is the thing with your ownership now, Blueco. They can't just go, well, we got you in now. We did promise you this, but actually we're going to go against everything we told you and promised you. And actually, we're going to do what we always do and just go young and youthful. Project Youth still, Project Youth. No experience, piss off. You're just back to square. You're literally back to square one because you wouldn't give Enzo and Leska what he wanted in the first place, which was to add proper experience into this squad to take it to the next level quicker. Because he didn't do that. He then played the Man City card. It backfired on him. He lost a job, but then it backfired even more because he then bought Liam Senior to replace him. Did this whole promote Ravine. Look at what he did for your season. Your odds in terms of starting the season. Start the season, you were one of the heavy favourites to keep hold of your top four spot from the previous season, and you're doing all that. You're there. You were up there, top for the Champions League spots, and you went nah. Lima Senior, no, 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 no. Lima Senior, bring him in from Strasbourg, one of our sister clubs. You can do a job. You know the Premier League. You know what levels of Chelsea and all that, don't you? Because English teams have won the Europa League and are nearly about to win this one, does that mean English teams can get more? You're not in the league for this season, just ended, no. It just means we're going to, instead of having just Sunderland and Bournemouth in the Europa League, if Palace win this, you have three clubs in terms of in Europa. You still have your one club only in Brighton side in this competition for next season. Who's this coming off? Palace. Well, Pino's coming off now. Obviously, on a booking, I can understand it's on a booking on a risk him getting sent off. And Gusan has come on for Palace. So as I say, as I say about Chelsea, Chelsea are now back to square one. Let's be brutally honest, you're back to square one. When after once Lampard did his second stint and all that, and what was it, Poch came in, you're back to that basically, and hoping. Then this time Alonso can have the same effect that Maresca had, and not the Poch effect. Whilst having to sell, you're going to have to loan and sell big bulk of your squad now to bring down because he's not in Europe next season to align with UEFA fair play as well because they're waiting. But UEFA are waiting for you to really fuck up and for them to come after you and, and come down you like a ton of bricks basically. They've been lurking for the last 2 years now. They've been lurking, waiting, and now you've, you've just given the opportunity now. If you don't do the right business in this summer, they're coming for you. Come September, they are not going to hold back. Does that mean we'll have 6 teams in the Champions League next season? Arsenal. No. You have Arsenal, Man City, Man United, Villa, Liverpool in the Champions League. If Palace win this, because this is Conference League, if Palace win this, they will be in Europa League with Sunderland and Bournemouth, and Brighton will remain the only club in Conference. The only way you would have had 6 teams. One sec. The only way you would have had 6 teams in the Champions League next season is if Villa hadn't beaten Man City in the final day and Liverpool and fallen and had lost and fallen back into fifth and Liverpool had gone into fourth. That's the only way Bournemouth would have been then put into the Champions League as well, along with Villa's and all that. Villa, Liverpool, us, and the two Manchester clubs. Sorry. Don't ask me why that's an implication, but that is what it is. Still mad. 5 clubs in the Champions League next. 5 English clubs in the Champions League. As it stands, 3 in Europa, Europa League itself, and another one in the Conference League. That's going to make. That's going to be a very, very yet again busy Sundays next season during the league phase. Basically, yeah. Not for you, Gav, because it wouldn't have benefited you at all. The only way it would have benefited you, them fucking up themselves, is if you'd beaten them in the FA Cup. So this is the thing. If you'd beaten them in the FA Cup, it would have been obviously yourselves, Bournemouth, and potentially Palace if Palace win this game. But obviously, because you didn't, Man City won. Man City already in the Champions League. The Europa League spot that was up for grabs dropped into the league itself, which then gave Sunderland Europa League instead of Conference League. Sorry. But yeah, Man City messed up big time in terms. I was disappointed. I know the title was down. They're disappointed and all that. But it's Pep's last game, and even his team selection. Look at his team selection. Is like you want to go. Sure, you want to go out on a high in front of your beloved home crowd that you apparently love. In terms of Man City fans, and yet he was just like, it'll be a mixed match of players. Off you go. What will be, will be. Oh, Mendy's been booked for Rayo. I can guarantee you now, if that had been if it had been the case of his final Barcelona game, he wouldn't have done that. He would have gone full strength. Home or away, he would have gone full strength. He wouldn't have rotated like that. He took a hit. No, Sunderland have had a mad season, to be honest. But been out of the league for 7-8 years, however long it's been through the might. Obviously, since they got relegated, got back-to-back relegations from the Championship to League One. Did a good few years in League One. Got themselves out of League One. Did a couple, 2 or 3 years back in the Championship, and out of nowhere got themselves promoted for the playoffs last season. And their first season back, not only do they finish above their bitter rivals of Newcastle, aka the richest club in the world, but also they got themselves European football in the first season back. When most people would have had them down for fighting for survival, basically. We had that this season, Gav, didn't we? In terms of it was us, Chelsea, them not down the road because they won the conference. They won the Europa League last year, didn't they? So that's why we've got 6 teams this season just gone. Us, Chelsea, them not down the road, Liverpool, Man City, and Newcastle. That was it. We had our 2 Europa Leagues and the Conference League clubs this year. Yeah, they finished on top. Was it not this season? Obviously, last season. They got the top 4. They got top 5, didn't they? I can't think now. It's obviously Liverpool, Arsenal, City, the top 3. And this is when Liverpool talking about when Liverpool won the league. The Liverpool, Arsenal, City, and then Chelsea at 4th, and Newcastle 5th, or whatever we ran, one of the 2. And then obviously Tottenham won the Europa, so that got them in Champions League that way. Even though they finished 17th in the fucking league, the bastards. And then you had obviously the Europa League, Villa and it's sort of been Palace and Villa, but the ownership messed up basically, and then the Forest owner jumped in like a cat, like a dog in heat, basically. Sorry, and screwed Palace out of it. The irony is, we are minutes away from Palace not only winning their first European trophy ever, but also playing in a competition next season they should have been playing in this season. I've got to say it as well. Doing what? I've got to say this. Fair play to Glasner. No matter what's gone on behind the scenes at Palace, and the reasons why he's obviously leaving after this game in the next few minutes, he's out. He's done a fantastic job with Palace. Let's be brutally honest. He's done an amazing job. And then to announce obviously announced back in December, January, he was out January, sorry. He'd had enough. He weren't signing a new contract. He was out of it. Form wasn't going great at the time domestically. At the FA Cup as defending champions early on, but steadied the ship. Rode the rough ride there. Steadied the ship. Got them in their normal position of mid-table, but got them to this final basically. Didn't just give it the ghost and go, oh well, sort of thing. Sorted out their form as well, and everyone got back on board basically for the last half of the second half of the season basically. When you consider obviously they lost Eze back into the summer window, and they lost their captain halfway through the season to Man City. Amongst all that, this season, he's still achieving this. And whoever comes in now to replace him has got a huge job in their hands. Huge job to maintain, to the very least, maintain the levels he's brought so far to this club. 5 minutes of injury time. Oh, here we go. I've not seen that go in terms of what you said about the Sun. I've not seen that myself. It might be true. I don't know. Pardon me. At least say that was it. At least say the year before to Bayern Munich. And yet they survived. They haven't crumbled and done a West Ham basically. Go on, Sar. Have a run. Go on. Oh, he tried to go for it. Because again, it says it all when you're the winger, Sar. Sar's a good player. Don't get me wrong. But he'd rather try from that angle, have a shot from there, than try and cross it, across the face of goal towards Strand Larsen. You know, if Marchet was still on the pitch, it would have all been played to him. That's what I'm saying. As a Londoner and as a supporter of a London club in Arsenal, I'm so happy for Palace. What they've been going through for the last 12 months in terms of the FA Cup success. The overall season they've had, 2 seasons they've had now, and they went from having biggest game of their season last season and winning that, obviously in terms of winning it, biggest night ever and all that, to fast forward 12 months to repeating it again, but in Europe. Yeah, exactly. They almost lost Mateo back in January to fucking AC Milan, but that fell through at the last seconds. That's what I'm saying. Whoever's coming in, whoever they get in, it's got to be the same level, if not better than what they've currently got with can't remember his name now. I've gone blank. My head's gone blank. But you know I'm on about the manager. Oh days. Glasner, that was it. Oliver Glasner. Literally, there's no if buts maybes. They have got to get the appointment of his replacement spot on. As a London club, was you happy first when we won it last season? No. Difference is you're a bitter rival. Palace aren't rivals to me. When you consider where Palace were prior to Glasner coming in terms of the flip flopping between Roy Hodgson, manager, Roy Hodgson. Poor boss needs to retire. They kept bringing him back to retirement, the poor fucker. So they're sort of in that middle of the road, going nowhere, but just happy to be existing in the league, basically. So Glasner's come in, won their first trophy ever last year in the FA Cup, the third or fourth time of Arsenal, I can't remember now, achieving that, and then gets them to a European final. After actually he's leaving, it gets them to a European final tonight, and are literally under a minute and a half away from creating history. Bigger history than last year for their respective club. And to be honest, he's leaving them technically in a stronger position than what he inherited when he came in. They're fighting for survival. Let's be honest. Yeah, I think he's more what's got. I don't think he's happy that so many of his best players have been sold under him. Basically, be it Elise, Eze, Mark Gay. Mark Gay is the one that put the camel's back, basically, especially in the manner of how it happened in January. That was where he just went. Basically, it was all but done. He just went I'm out basically because they weren't look as much as they're looking to make. Obviously, they're getting money for these players. The work it just seemed that the ownership aren't looking to reinvest that money into upgrading said players. A lot of wayward shots in from Rayo, pot shots, hitting hope shots here. You think Son will join Villa? No, I don't. No, no. As it stands, no. Nothing gets. So I just think they've got players already in that position that they need. Unless them players go, then maybe. But you got yes, they got Champions League football, but they are Champions League, Europa League, Champions League, Europa League. Sort of, there you go. Final whistle's gone. That's it. It's done. No messing about in terms of the whistle going on the fifth minute. It's done. Crystal Palace, for the first time in their history, have won a European Cup, not the European, but a European competition in their first ever European season ever. And they will be playing Europa League football next season. Glasgow goes out on the ultimate high. Leaves them, as I say, in a strong, healthy position, as long as ownership fixes up, stop sending their best players. And yeah, no pressure on the next guy that's coming in. Fucking hell. And I'll be honest, based on the actual 90 minutes, the opposition was non-existent. I mean, they didn't do anything. They can sit there crying and defeat and all that, Vallecano, but they didn't do anything to test the Palace defence or goalkeeper. That's the easiest 90 minutes of football they've probably ever played in their lives for a European final, with all due respect. And yeah, Palace, the opportunity came in the second half. Marchetta was there to get the rebound. And then the Europa League next season, they've got their hands on, as I say, they've managed in 12 months to up the level of what they did achieve last year. Congratulations to Palace. Let's see if Liam pops in at any point if he's able to. Yeah. Surely they can't mess this up. Don't leave. By the way, Palace, if you're listening, leave Roy alone. Let him retire in peace. You either get a similar level in manager of what Glasgow is, or better at this point. You cannot mess this up at this point. For the love of God. Yeah, I'm going to stay for the trophy lift. Yeah, I'll stay for the trophy lift. It's not like it's going to take 20 years like it did on Sunday for our trophy lift. How much do you think Alvarez will cost you by? Well, reports are saying around 80 to 90 million euro. That's what reports are saying anyway. I'd love for him to sign. We would have been my dream team. I've always liked him. Wanted him before he went to Atletico, but he wouldn't sell him to us. So they have a thing there. They won't sell any of their assets to us. Any of their assets to us now. Glasner's having a moment with Sarr now as well. It's all dawning on Glasner now. I can tell he's just trying to hold back the tears here. I'm sorry that was a pathetic performance from Vallecano. I keep saying that. Pathetic from them. But we've got another English name on the trophy, on the rim of the trophy. Okay, now so we've had West Ham with it, Chelsea with it, now Palace, all London clubs. Yet Tottenham couldn't get out of the league, get out of the group stage in the inaugural season. Couldn't even get out of the league, the group stage. Sorry, and Aston Villa. I know they've won the Europa League obviously this season, but Aston Villa, when they were in this couple of years back, 3 years back, whatever, couldn't get to the final themselves. Seems if you're in this and you're a London club or near London, you might have a chance to win it, basically. Someone's having a breakdown in terms of the Palace player. We've got the backup goalie for Palace. No, Vallecano. That's all an eagle. Fuck. What my centre's off. You know, I'll get more so. I'll get more so again. As I say, London, Port London team and Arsenal, London Club at Palace, and what they've been through, but the fans as well that have been so used to having supporting the club that have been in the Championship, old Division One, come up for a season or two, go down, spend a bit of time back in Division One Championship, so that's the Championship, come back up, happy to be when they do come back up, they're just happy to be part of the Premier League furniture, not really test the waters or do anything. Glasgow's come in and gone, no, 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 we've got a good enough squad here to do big things here. And I mean, FA Cup, they want to count it nowadays. I don't believe they should be doing it, but they want to count it nowadays. The Community Shield and the Conference League in their first ever campaign in Europe, they've won the European tournament basically. And now it's, as I say, it's over to the board now to make the right appointment and basically stop. And basically, just you don't need to be a selling club now. You don't have to keep selling your key assets every year. Build. The Glasgow showed you've got a good squad here. Add to it. If you do that, you can do any. If you can do that, you're giving the next guy a fighting chance of continuing the work Glasgow's put in place here. So no pressure on Arsenal on Sunday, by the way. Villa won the Europa League. Palace have won the conference. Over to Arsenal now. Complete the set. And that's going in now. Okay, now. That would be a nightmare for bloody UEFA. Their worst nightmare if England dominate all three competitions in one season. Oh my days! Arteta's having an interview. Well, she would host, and obviously Danny Ward as well. Being realistic, right? Who could? Well, here's the thing with Glasgow, because of the work Glasgow's put in and what he's achieved, especially in the last 12 months in terms of the FA Cup, Shield, and now this, and he's obviously got them by doing what he's done tonight, got them into Europa League. There's no way they can't be in Europa League next season. There's no if buts or maybes on that. None of none of this. Well, all the Galaxy here, the Galaxy there crap. They are in the Europa League next season. Why not the guy who's just left Bournemouth? Come down to leave the coast of Bournemouth. Come to London. Come to a club at Palace and get backed. Ariola, that's it. Get backed and show a bit more financial flex potentially, and having London to offer what you can do with not just your squad, with extra players that you don't. If you can do what you did at Bournemouth on that sort of budget, imagine what you could do. It would be. I know they're both in Europa next season now, but let's be honest. It is not a massive upgrade, but it is a upgrade from Bournemouth to Palace, and the expectation's up there now because of what Glasgow's put in place. The expectation is there. What about Xavi or short manager profile? That's what manager profile. Would Xavi come to Premier League to club at Paris after having obviously his first managerial stint was? I know he's been in Saudi recently, but his first managerial stint was Barcelona. So if he's going to come back into mainstay in Europe, is he going to come to a club like Paris that he probably thinks is beneath him? Ten Hag, maybe? No. You want to give We don't get Palace relegated, do we? Bloody hell, give them a fighting chance. Ten Hag. Jeez. Hello, you. Oh, who else? I'm trying to think who else now. Ariola, I'm trying to fucking think. Not Ten Hag. Not Scott Parker. Fuck. There's another one. You've got to get relegated, Scott Parker. If you don't, not Scott Parker. I don't know, actually. But it's got to be, as I say, it's just got to be someone of the same ilk or better, basically. It can't just be, you've done all this work now. Now we're going to go backwards in our appointments of the manager, basically, hope for the best. In the long run, that won't be acceptable by this fan base anymore. And that again, that goes back to the work that Glasner's done. That expectations levels at that Palace now within the fan base will be higher than what they were when he came in. Let's be brutally honest. Rightly or wrongly, that's going to be the case now. Just find on the odd report here and there, they've kept it very in-house who they're looking at, what they're after, this, that, and the other. Obviously, time will tell that's a good or a bad thing. But yeah, Selhurst Park is eventually, a year later, hosting the Europa League football. Tyreek Mitchell's getting interviewed now by Ward and whoever this other guy is. Don't know why the press are having to wear armbands, by the way. The interviewers there. Oh dear. Lay down. Let's see who popped in the group chat one sec. Will you lay down? Excuse me. I haven't let him pop to that yet. Okay. Has he posted anything? Let's have a look. So here comes the UEFA president with the mascot and the dignitaries that are from UEFA themselves, and obviously Steve Parish as well, obviously the winning chairman, or owner, what they call it. I don't even post on any looks, I can't say. Little one must be driving an absolutely bonkers tonight by the looks of it. How do you think Lampard and Coventry will do next season, to be honest? Coventry will be my second team. Come on, Lamps. Do a Sunderland. Oh, well, depends on their ownership in terms of the transfer business they do. First off, needs to be. They need to do some good business in this window, and also it depends on that and the start. What sort of start they get to the season. Do you get all the big gusts straight away? Do you get an even spread? He'd ideally from Lampard's point of view, he'd ideally want a home game. Start the season like Sunderland did against a team that's beatable. If the last thing you want as a promoted team, opening day, especially at home, you want to get points on the board straight as soon as possible. Is an Arsenal, a City, uh, Liverpool, for example, or United. I mean, if Coventry got Chelsea, they'd fancy themselves based on what happened this season at Chelsea. So they have a little dig there. But again, it's to say, more so the first things first, they need to get the business done and not overdo it either, but get the right amount of business done, but also the personnel needs to be spot on, or we could have another overspend, get ourselves ready for another 1 year only, back that will go down, come back again, try and do an Ipswich, or they can try and do a Sunderland, as you say, and actually surprised a lot of people. But you've got to remember, it has been over 25 years since they were last in this league. First time in that stadium as well. Is an adapting period, and it's going to be interesting again. For me, Lampard, he's got to prove to me that he's adapted his managerial setup, his career, and how he wants teams to play. Since his last stint with Everton and all that. Otherwise, for me, is that if he hasn't, and we see that early on in the season, he won't last long. As much as well as he's done to get him in the league, he won't last long there. And for me, it's just like a Scott Parker, basically, where he's a good enough manager at a certain level, and that level is the Championship, basically. As far as I'm concerned, it's down to him to prove me wrong. If I'm sitting here this time next year, commentary, so not just surviving, but comfortably surviving, with games to spare and all that, I'll hold my hands up and go, you know what, I got it wrong. He's done a great job there, did X, Y, and Z. But yeah, we'll go from there. Glasgow's getting their slip and slide treatment, apparently, before they go up for their medals. And now Glasgow, by the way, he won the Europa League of Frankfurt a few years back against Rangers. He's now won the Conference League. So he's got two winners' medals in UEFA competitions. He'll be now looking for a Champions League club to complete the set as soon as possible, basically. Today, not too bad. It's been a bit of a breeze today. Not too bad. Still a bit, especially around lunchtime. It's from lunchtime till early evening, once the sun's gone down. It's been a bit draining, but bearable, a bit more bearable compared to the last 2 days. Have been an absolute nightmare. No breeze, pure heat. It was an absolute nightmare. If I'm being brutally honest. As the players go up to collect their medals. Also, Brennan Johnson, yes, Brennan Johnson's got a bloody Europa League and now Conference League. So you're looking to maybe complete the set one day. You know. Yeah. So we've had a bit of a nicer day. Not great, but still nicer. And then tomorrow we're looking to go spike back up again. Yay. Says it all in terms of I came up an hour before coming live, got me a little aircon machine set up, ice packs in it, and went, all right, get it on going, because I'm not coming up here and fucking melting the second I walk through the fucking door. go. I've got the medals getting handed out now. Here comes Henderson, the captain. That get his hands on. He put his gloves on. Yeah, he's off now with the vase. No longer Chelsea's vase. It's for the next 12 months. It's the vase of Crystal Palace, and there you go. History is officially done, and up in Leipzig, it's going to be painted red and blue for the next few hours, basically. And I'm assuming either tomorrow or Friday, these will get back into South London and have their little parade before they all disappear for the World Cup, basically. Congratulations again. Congratulations to Crystal Palace. Weren't the greatest of finals, but the opportunity once they settled in the second half. I mean, they didn't dominate that pin the opposition over and over and over again. But when they got this opportunity, they took it. And even then there's a rebound, but it was still there to take it. And at no point there was a reaction from the opposition team to, in terms of Vallecano, to get back into the game. And Palace really deserved this. They're off now towards their away fans, their own fans. Now they're going to celebrate with the silverware or whatever they fucking called it. But yeah, over to Arsenal. Had to completely do the hat trick. No pressure. And yeah, good luck to Glasner, basically, from a neutral point of view. Good luck to him, and see what the future holds for him in terms of where he goes next. See how long this fucking lad lasts, and fucking hell. But yeah, Paris from the gang, do not mess up the appointment. You've got to get the appointment spot on, my friend, at this point. Or again, because they're in the fan base now, you know for a fact that the standards would be risen like you wouldn't believe. They won't accept, with all due respect to Roy Hodgson, they will not accept a Roy Hodgson appointment anymore. Ilk appointment. But yeah, who's off now? And on that note, I'm going to get myself out of here. Enjoy the rest of my evening. And yeah, either tomorrow or Friday, myself and Liam and a few others will be back to do the preview for the Champions League final. I'll be back here on Saturday for the Champions League final itself. 5 o'clock kickoff, probably go live an hour before kickoff. Get all the build up going, the team news in and all that jazz. Really soak up the atmosphere, so to speak. And chill on the lads to go to basically achieve what the women achieved last year and win the Champions League, basically. And then Sunday, as I said, Laura and James will be here with Catherine and whoever else they have to get on for the live reaction to the parade, basically. I'll be at the parade. I'll pop in if I'm able to in terms of get connection. I'll be popping in from time to time. I will be filming stuff as well on my phone to put together for a vlog as well from the parade itself and the day itself as a whole. That'll probably go out on Monday, early Monday morning, Monday afternoon, lunchtime, whatever. I'll keep you updated on that and then go from there, basically. Yeah, get a sponsor for free, yeah. But yeah, on that note, I'm going to get myself out of here. Take care, guys, and as always, up the Arsenal. Come on, you Gunners.